listening to how my dad bow hunted back in the day. To your point, no harnesses, no lock-ons.
2x4s.
2x4s standing there. It was always like, wow, okay, we're not in that space for sure. So
sometimes the platform was nothing. It was just a couple.
It was a couple 4 branches. I mean,
we literally would get up
Tim
like
Wells still hunts like that.
sit in the crotch of a tree.
Yes,
and that was and you just try not to doze off.
Comfort for 4 hours.
Tim Wells could slock a buffalo that way.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drury Outdoors 100% Wild podcast, powered by DeerCast and Form Energy. And it's deer season, babies.
You're Tim Chelswick.
You continue to be Matt Drury.
And we have a special in-studio guest with us, Mr. Jason Gilbertson from Winchester Ammunition.
What's up?
He's bringing the power.
Yeah.
Director of Marketing, big gun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so it's cool because they're actually relatively close in geography from the studio. They you know, for the longest time, the main where you were your office was over in Alton, Illinois, which is just across the river. But you guys recently moved some of the offices a little bit closer.
Yeah, so a little closer.
I mean, there's really no excuse for us not to see each other.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, it's been good. We made the move a couple months ago. So yeah.
So we're getting into the deer season, you know, time of year here, and what's coming next. And actually, this weekend, as we're filming it, we have a we have a antlerless season here in Missouri.
Okay.
Firearm season, and so. This is the year, it's 10-year anniversary of the Deer Season XP platform that you guys launched. And we figured we'd have you over and just kind of talk about that, kind of talk about really BS a little bit, but talk about what's coming up for Winchester and gearing up towards the gun seasons across the country. Because it's the biggest. I mean, I would love to know a stat on how many people go afield for opening weekend in their state of firearm season, you know, versus how many overall hunters we have during deer season.
Yeah.
It's got to be astronomical.
It's 36.
Oh, thank you. Tim knew it.
Right off the top of my head. It's almost a national holiday. I mean, when the rifle seasons start coming in, you see people wearing orange at the grocery store, like they're coming or going or at the gas station.
The orange in the truck, passing you by, you know, like hunter.
Yeah.
Suddenly the gun ranges get really busy from people that have put off.
Yeah,
checking their scopes
they're hustling to the range.
Yeah.
They're looking for all the gear, the ammo.
These guys have been providing deer hunters with the ammunition to go afield since how many years now? We're talking 150.
Next year will be 160 years.
160
for Winchester, the brand. So.
You ever wonder if God is a deer? What's going to happen to you someday when you perish?
I don't. Not very often, but
no, that's never crossed my mind, Tim.
I'll think about that on the way home. Thank you.
Tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. Well, what if?
So, do you guys have any kind of metrics on how, like over the years, how many deer rounds you've made?
Well, we have a lot of metrics on that. Yeah, I mean, we can tell, but I mean, like you said earlier, the popularity of deer hunting across the country is, I mean, it's the highest, right? So you have a lot of people, traditions and blaze orange and waking up early and family. So it's exciting. It is the pinnacle in the fall. So it's great. Absolutely.
You think about opening weekend of a firearm season versus opening weekend of deer hunting, you know, the archery, it's not even close. Like the inner circles are excited, but you get just a much more like even the general public. You know, my mother-in-law knows about, you know, the firearm season. You know, that's the litmus test for me.
For sure.
It's like if it's on her radar.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I'll talk to people who are not hunters, but I'll mention something like, I'm going out hunting in September, October. They're like, it's not deer season yet. Right. Yeah. The general public just thinks deer season is typically November when everyone's out rifle gun hunting.
So you guys named the Deer Season XP platform really well. I'm sure there's a lot of thought that went into it. I mean, that is... Yeah, we're in the 10-year anniversary this year, right? Of when you launched it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you overthink the name, right? But Deer Season XP, the bullet is the extreme point bullet. But yeah, 10 years of that particular bullet, and you know, just another great, you know, another great piece of ammunition from Winchester that fits into that deer hunting, you know, the season, right? So
it's just deadly too. I mean, we have killed a bunch of deer with that platform.
Yeah, it is by far one of the most accurate bullets we have. I mean, you go back to PowerPoint, which is one of our more traditional. I mean, that's decades and decades old, but we breathed a little new life into the line. So yeah, it's a great bullet.
Do you have any licensing issues with Microsoft?
No, not that I'm aware
Why
of.
is Tim asking such weird questions today?
You keep me on my toes.
I haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
I got a lot of stuff to get out. Let me tell you.
What happened?
Keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
I appreciate it though. No, not to my knowledge.
Okay, not until we brought it up.
I'll check.
What is the connection, Tim?
Well, Microsoft PowerPoint. Like someone at Microsoft is going to hear this show, which I'm sure they listen to, and they're going to be like, "Those sons of guns." At Winchester.
Let's hope he's a deer hunter.
I want to drop it because deer season, like we have the deer season series, and we only launched it probably 5 years ago. So it just hit me that these are very similar.
Very similar. Very similar.
Why don't we partner up?
We should
and do something on the deer season series.
That's right.
Match made in heaven.
Now I'm thinking.
Yes. Well, little did you know, there's no room in the marketing budget. we were just having a funny conversation. The industry in general, it's tough times. It's tough times just with the way tariffs are, the way, the consumer spending habits and retail. It's a little, it's a little bit down across the board, not just our industry, all industries. And so we always, I don't say laugh because it hits us every time, but usually marketing is the first thing that companies have to trim because there's fixed costs that they have that they just can't do anything with.
Yeah.
And marketing's like,
yeah.
I'm not saying he did that to me. He did not, for the record, he didn't do that to me.
No,
been a long time good partner.
Yep.
A great partner.
Great partner.
What is this turning into right now?
Hey, you know what? I guess it's just turned into me saying, thank you, Jason.
We
Brett, if you're watching.
We do appreciate the partnership. You guys do a great job.
So Deer Season XP has become such an iconic part of the deer hunting culture. What is it like for you as an individual to like just see people with maybe a few boxes in their cart do you ever want to go over to someone and say like, I helped get that?
Yeah.
there.
It for me, and I grew up in Wisconsin and big deer hunting state,
Drinking
a lot of tradition there. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But just to be a part of the brand in general, just to have a very small influence and sit in meetings and listen to people, they're talking about new ideas. But yeah, it's a great feeling, when you see people out there having success, could be kids or first time hunters or whatever. But yeah, just to kind of sit back and say, I was in the room and we were talking about which direction to take a name or take a brand. And yeah, it's exciting.
Do you ever try to like take credit for someone's like a kid kills something like, well, would have been able to do that without me, son. So,
no, I have kids like you guys all do too. And you sit back and you're proud, obviously, when they have success like that. So
for sure,
it's that's probably been the most exciting part, just watching kids grow into the culture. So
and this is not a turkey show, but my daughter killed with that Winchester, the tungsten load this past spring. And now like that box, we've got the shell, the spent shell, like that's a part of our
family art, really.
Yeah, it really, I mean, you had to go with an artist like at the level of Ryan Kirby, budget cuts. We understand all that. But that's part of our family's our traditions, and it's just become part of the experience now, which is a neat. I guess just need to be a part of that. You don't know quite what you're building and how it's integrating into people's lives.
Yep, I agree, 100%. My little guy shot a buck up in Missouri with a 350 Legend, and all the excitement, the emotions, and he spent more time looking for that casing on the ground. Really? He was so excited, and we went out there, and he had it in his pocket, and he wouldn't let that thing go for weeks. So it's exciting.
What's so cool. Funny is even today still, like I'll find my casings, and like, oh, that's in my tote, or this is on my desk, and I'm thinking, what deer was
which was that? Yeah,
I kept it. It had to be, a value of something, but it's almost going back to being a little boy. It's almost like that mentality of the souvenir. It's part of the souvenir.
For sure. For sure.
It's just like you said, part of the tradition.
Part of the tradition.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's fun to take credit for other people's successes too. I find that's what I try to do.
Same.
When you don't have any personal successes, that's what you do.
You did that, and you just say, "No, I did that."
Let me stand in front.
So, Jason, as you guys celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Deer Season XP, anything special or any special deals you guys are rolling out?
Yeah, I think like anything, we have so many different things to celebrate. It seems like each year, between this 10-year anniversary, I believe this year is also the 100-year anniversary of the 270 caliber. So we kind of have that unique going on. 160 years of Winchester next year. And then the big one for us that we're celebrating with everybody will be the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Yeah.
So we've got some pretty cool products coming out that you'll see. Some red, white, and blue flare on our packaging.
That's
and
cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So, but back to deer season. Yeah, I mean, we definitely try to run some specials and kind of do some fun stuff during the hunting season. So stay tuned. So.
As like in Willy Wonka, they had the magic.
The golden ticket.
Yeah, the golden ticket. Yeah.
You guys, just an idea. You guys should think about doing this to celebrate the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And
Too late.
And create one box with one bullet that has no powder inside.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that call. That would not go over well.
I missed my buck, but I got this. And maybe
we won't be doing that one, but
not a good idea.
But you could have some other ideas. It's up to you.
Have you ever thought about having Tim over to your marketing?
I got so many ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of ideas. Yeah. None of them great.
We'll call you.
Or legal.
That's why you work here.
I can have ideas all day long.
All day.
I don't go anywhere.
Well, as you guys put together a new platform or a new caliber, you think of like the 350 Legend when you launch it, like what kind of thought process and work goes into something like that?
Yeah.
Is it, hey, here's, certain needs that aren't being met for the consumer, and we think we could tackle these with our abilities, or what?
Yeah,
how do you even start that? Because the 350 Legend at this point is a household common name.
It's fire, as the kids say.
Yeah, it's fire. Yeah. Thank you, Tim.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that's a great question, and we've talked about this before, but you hit it on the head. It's what is the need? You rarely see us just putting out products without some pretty deep thinking behind it, and we want it to sell, of course, but you want to build something that, does the job in the field. And that's why there's so much testing that goes on. The 350 was a huge collaboration with Winchester Firearms as well, just to say, okay, what's the platform? Straight well cartridge at the time, when you're looking at states like Iowa and some that were more, traditionally slug. I mean, this platform, the 350 Legend and now the 400 Legend, just completely changed the game at that point. So you were looking at heavier bullets, less recoil. Again, when you look at kids or just people who want to have just a little bit more reach, it was unbelievable, the escalation, like how popular that became in such a short amount of time.
It's not just reach, the accuracy.
Yeah,
that's what 100%. I think about. It's like, I don't know how sales have been on the slug gun side, but I mean, if I were to pick one, it wouldn't even be a choice when you think about range and accuracy. I love shooting a slug gun, but every once in a while you get a flyer, or real odd stuff tends to happen. Yeah. You don't on a 350 Legend ever.
No.
Ever.
No.
I couldn't, but the first time I think you came up to camp when you first brought it to Terry's. And we shot. It was a cold day.
It was very cold.
And we went out there to the range and we shot. And Terry hit. He fired one off, and then I fired one off, and they were touching. The bullet holes were touching, and we both aren't that good of a shot. It's like, wow. Yeah. Well, this is unbelievable.
Was it on the paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to clarify.
But it was just unbelievable. Like right out of the gate, we're like, holy cow.
Yeah. Well, you saw a lot of manufacturers of firearms jump on it pretty quick too, and that always helps when you're launching something like that. You need adoption, right? So we saw a lot of brands come out pretty quick. Like, we like that idea, and we're going to build guns. And
I was looking at a 270 for the kids, but when the 350 Legend came out, I was like, if we want to go hunt another state that doesn't allow
Illinois, here we go.
Yeah, it's like it just gives us so many more options.
For sure,
it made a lot of sense in that.
Plus, also kids recoil and just, I don't know. There's a lot of good reasons to go that route. Now, if you're wanting to go a gun that's 300-400 yards, it's not the gun.
That's not the one. But
the way we hunt, a lot of times it's a 200 and in anyways.
That's right.
150. A lot seem to be in that 150 range, which is its roundhouse.
Yep, exactly. In the timber or places where, to your point, you're not going to shoot that far. I mean, the comfortability and just being able to be accurate and not have to worry about this giant recoil. Yeah, it's amazing. So yep. So we're excited. 400 Legend, hopefully it takes off just like that. So yeah, should be good.
Talk about the place in the market where the 400 Legend steps in.
Yeah. So you're obviously looking at, even heavier bullet weights and, more energy, but, we just wanted to have one more, step above 350. I think, once we again get more guns out there, people will probably start bumping up. Not that the 350 can't do it, but you'll get a little more reach out of it and out of the 400 and a little more energy. So, another choice for someone, right?
HS Strut and the DoD Signature Series of calls puts the sound of spring at your fingertips. From the first owl hoots of the morning to the last quiet clucks and purrs in the moment of truth. Be ready for any calling situation the Turkey Woods can throw at you with HS Strut.
The hunting community is a really interesting one. We've talked about it before. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy when it comes to being kind and being positive and encouraging to other people.
I've never noticed.
the people with very clear opinions on the firearms side. That's a really tough crowd to please.
Sure.
And just bringing something and making a compelling case. And
well, when we started helping market and launch 350, it's like one of the most viewed podcasts we ever had, but it was because people were killing us on how we didn't know anything about firearms, basically.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of whys out there when you do launch something. And it's not just our industry, but you just see it more because you're around it. But, why do we come up with a 350? Why do we come up with a 6.8? I mean, innovation, technology, things change, and that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to replace your favorite. It doesn't mean that it's,
I think that's what people worry about. It's like, why don't we have more of this XYZ ammo? That's focus on that one. And
but it's, been in the DNA of Winchester for decades and decades to, continue to be a leader in the industry. And so that's what we do. We turn it over to people in the labs, and they sit back and they go, all right, how do we do something better? And it's waterfowl, it's turkey, it's target loads. There's plenty of space out there to kind of play the game. So yeah, it's interesting to see for sure.
And then there's kind of there's probably two channels here. There's the media feedback or social media feedback, but then there's also sales and what people are voting with their dollars and telling you that, hey, this is a winner, or hey, not so much. So.
Yeah. And you get into, gosh, there's so much to talk about there, because you're getting into with deer ammo, so 30, 270, 350, popularity of calibers, right?
Sure.
Versus some that maybe not quite as popular, but then again, in a year or two, maybe they are. So there's the ups and downs. You get into, some of the categories like waterfowl or turkey, where you're dealing with different materials like tungsten so the pricing of that can dictate some things too, right? So there's all the business dynamics that you go through when you're building ammo and selling ammo. And you're right, we have to be really mindful of just how that works and, what's good for the consumer, what's good for the brand, and a lot of conversations and meetings
and what the competition is doing, and that's a constantly evolving landscape. There's a lot of plates to keep spinning on that side.
Yeah, for sure. But it's exciting, and I think year over year we put out good products, and we're very true to our customers, and hopefully they see and feel that too. So
100%.
Yeah. So
because people in our space just don't. There's really not much room for forgiveness if you create something and it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to screw it up. That's for sure. So
well, you guys test. We were shooting and testing that And you had, who knows how long you guys had already tested it before you even got to a point where you were having us shoot it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole season before it launches. It launches at Chacho in January and then out in summer and fall.
There's no doubt that in those test environments, whether that's in the lab or in the field, we have seen things that did not meet expectations, and so we came back and we tweaked and made the appropriate adjustments, and that's all part of it, right? There's little room to put something out there and then go, gosh, I wish I would have thought about this. You don't want to get down that path. So
100%.
So
all that testing.
So
I'm trying to think, that year that we had you in, was that the year that you and I both killed on the same day?
I think I was the day after.
Yeah.
I think I was the day after. You shot a really good one that night.
Yep.
And I think, that next afternoon I had shot one. So,
yeah.
It was great.
B-roll that kill over this part, or
if they know where to find it.
They can find it.
Long ago.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a while ago.
That might have been just a deer season platform. No, I'm trying to think. When did you launch the 350? Because I shot that deer, it would have been the same year I killed my gross boon, and then that was the follow up, and it was 165. It was like the best deer I ever had, best 2 deer I've ever killed. Still since, and I think that was maybe 2018.
Could have been, That sounds about right.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. So that was great. It was a great hunt. So
deer camp's always fun, and that's one of those things that you guys have also kind of leaned into as the tradition around deer camp and getting together and having a good time, and that's I think a lot of people associate the horse and rider with those types of memories. Camp, dad, grandpa, uncle, Bobby Joe, whatever.
Well, I didn't know you had. Just make that up.
I did.
Okay.
No, you're right. It's again kind of goes back to the brand, and if you rewind the clock, you've got old artwork that celebrates it, and just everything that goes into Winchester. But to keep it relevant and fresh, and come up with new traditions, and that's part of it.
You should think about another marketing. Okay. I mean, take it or leave it. The rider on a Segway.
That one's not going to work either, so.
I mean, think about it.
You're just striking out today.
We're going to stick with the horse, Tim.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a quantity of ideas. Eventually, there's going to be one in there that'll stick.
That might work.
So, that'll be like a Cracker Barrel moment.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did Winchester?
I don't want to be a part of that.
Canceled. Cancels you. You're fired.
I will be over here looking for a job.
So as you kind of look, you guys, like you talked about already, waterfowl and turkey, big game, whitetail. What's your favorite personally to work in and around? As you guys are.
I do like. I mean, I do personally just like to be a part of all of it. I mean, it's keeps the job fresh, of course, and you have to. We're already looking at turkey for next year. We're already looking at waterfowl. So like you guys, you have to look quite a ways ahead and. Still live in the moment and make sure you're doing the right things here. But, I definitely like the deer and the turkey. I mean, it's the fun part of being in the job is you get to kind of, take your hobby slightly and then move it into work. So it's good.
All right. So all that aside, what's your favorite memory of field?
Oh, well, there's plenty, but I think anything with my kids at this point comes to mind the quickest, right? It's one of those things where I've been fortunate to hunt with my parents and create a lot of memories that way. But now you see it through a different lens with them, and as a dad, or if I take my wife, we sit there and we're like, it's so cool just to see that. So when little guy shot his buck, and I've had my daughter, she shot a turkey, and oldest son, so again, each one kind of has their own little special uniqueness. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, and that's where you realize, like we were talking about before the show started, as a parent, you have such a small amount of time to make those memories happen. And then they're gone. They're living their own lives, and things get even busier and different. And so to take the time while you have it, while they're little, or while you can. Well,
if you think about it in those terms, say just you have till they're 18, say just as
that's very generous.
Yeah. So it might be 16, might be 14, but say you got till 18, they don't start hunting until 8, whatever, so I know some people at 6 or some people at 10, whatever, but say 8, you got 10 times, 10 opening or 10, well, I guess it'd be like 8 youth seasons and a couple seasons after that, right? Because they can, I think, till 16.
Yeah. I was seeing all the different weekend seasons that we have in Missouri, and the cloud of equations was spreading across my field of vision.
Actual youth seasons, you got about 6 to 8, depending on when you start hunting. That's nothing.
And it really, and kind of back to the memory thing, what I noticed too, like with my oldest, was when, and it's happened a few times, when he came back from school, and there was a few times where, hey, so-and-so and I are going to go duck hunting. So when it kind of trickles into his buddies, or it becomes his idea and not mine, that's a different gig, because then you sit back and you go, well, good. I'm glad this is kind of sinking in. And, there's so many activities that kids can be a part of, and that's fine. It's awesome. But if the hunting and shooting sports can be a sliver and it kind of carries on year over year. So that did happen a few times last year, and I kind of sat back and I was like, this is good stuff. Like, you go have fun. And
you made an impression that was worthy.
Something stuck with them. And so that was cool.
It's so interesting you say that, because my daughter is wanting to take her hunter safety ed course. She's 13 now. And it's because she wants to go and be able to hunt with her other little girlfriends.
Oh,
that's
wow.
right. Yeah.
And I'm kind of conflicted about it, because I still want that time with her. But I'm also proud that she likes it enough. Yeah. And she has friends that she's surrounded herself and she wants to introduce some friends to it. Yeah. But I'm like, oh man, she's already growing up, and those times of field for us are changing.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm not going to let her take it.
Well, the good is it's part of the conversation. So that's good.
Well, she's not doing it.
Yeah. She needs a parent to sign off on it. And I still own her. So she'll take it when she's 18.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. Well, so what do we need to cover that we haven't covered yet for Winchester, the future here, the landscape? What's important, or what's some messaging that you want out there?
Well, I think, again, we're excited about this fall. There's all kinds of, activities out there, whether you're a duck hunter, deer hunter. So that's great. I do think, from a Winchester side, we are excited about our anniversary next year. I think that'll be fun. And, again, the 250th anniversary of the United States, I think there's a lot of patriotism within our brand. We make a lot of ammo for the U.S. military, law enforcement. So I think you'll see some pretty exciting things coming out, just how we are as a brand and who we support. So, so those are exciting for us as a brand. It's important. It's very important.
This segment of 100% Wild is brought to you by Leupold. Check out all the best optics over at Leupold.com.
One of the exciting things you guys did this year was partner up with Austin Dillon on the NASCAR side.
Yeah.
That was pretty. The car, the way they do those paint schemes.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. We were, we've not done this very long, but to your point, this year we jumped in a little deeper, and they did a deer season XP paint scheme. They've got a waterfowl one coming out. The first time the deer season XP paint scheme,
he won.
So
not saying we caused it.
Yeah, we've got Ryan Kirby artwork on the deer, so Ryan's excited. We're all excited. But I was in Iowa that weekend with for a college deal, and he's racing around the track in first place. Like, I think this might actually happen.
So were you there? You were there?
No, I was not at the race, but I was just watching it and I couldn't believe it. So it was great, and kudos to him and their team. I mean, they work very hard, but
Austin's a good dude. He loves hunting.
Yeah. I think he's headed out on an elk hunt this week or next. So he tries to fit it in for sure, like when he can. But they put a lot of time in.
Is he going with JP?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
JP, more past pro fame. They're thick as thieves and hunting all over the place. And you guys sent a camera crew to film him, didn't you?
Last spring on a turkey hunt down in West Virginia. Yeah, they were up and down
there.
Yeah, so that was exciting too, but he does his best to fit it in for sure.
You should have really impressed on him the importance of not scratching up the paint job. Please, whatever you do not.
I think they show no mercy out there. If they can do it, they do it.
So like on those paint schemes, obviously they change week to week, which is incredible just on its own. Are you able to get any of the parts and pieces? Is it new? That they're just covering.
Could you get a quarter panel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you get the quarter panel, you get the hood.
I'm sure you could.
Come on, Austin, let's make it happen.
We were down there last week for a visit of their headquarters, and it's fascinating just to see what they do. But yeah, I'm sure if you asked politely, they would help you out there. So yeah,
start asking. We could use a new. I'll use a new background.
I'll see what we can do there. So
we have 0 hoods on this set.
It'd be great if he asked for the Winchester hood and went here in this podcast.
Yeah. I might need
two.
I might need 2. Yeah.
Take care of the home office first.
Yeah. It's incredible. To your point, I mean, every week, usually a new one. So
hey, you're paying for it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll help us out. Hook us up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We need a 100% Wild podcast sponsorship going out on some car.
We wouldn't be able to afford the ear hole on the helmet. Like we couldn't afford.
What could we have? A lug
I don't
nut?
think any of it.
A real tiny inscription
I know
on a lug
what the
nut.
budget is for the show. 0. So
yeah.
No, we just this is a good point to talk about shout outs. Actually, there's a highlight Jim Richmond left us. It says take a little time to explain what shout outs, shares, and ratings do for the show. Well, since we have no budget,
they haven't done nothing.
That's basically how we advertise, guys. So,
I forgot to. I was in Charlotte a few months back, and I was at the airport looking at my phone, killing some time, and I hear someone go, "Tim," and I look up, and it's someone I don't know, but it was a podcast fan.
Okay,
I think his name was Jamin. Yeah. So, Jamin. Thanks for watching, listening. But it was such a weird, random thing to run into someone out there.
You're out there.
I almost started running because I usually I'm shoplifting and I don't want to get caught.
Yeah, of course. You just stole something out of the Hudson,
and I did,
store in the airport.
Yes,
a
Woman's Day magazine.
Yes,
it's always something of no consequence.
Yeah.
It's the thrill.
I've obviously been around the company my entire life. Been on a lot of the shows, the DVDs, but the one thing I get stopped about is the podcast. Yeah. Strangely enough. And Miranda's like, she was telling a friend this the other day, was asking about something. And she's like, actually, the podcast is what he gets stopped about the most.
Yeah.
And it's strange to me. It's the one thing the company cares nothing about.
I wonder how many podcasts have been started and then just drift off into
after 5 episodes.
I bet many.
We're at 446, so
we have a lot of catch up to do to get there. There's no doubt.
Good luck.
Yeah, we won't catch it.
Well, if you did one every day for a year, you'd get close.
We won't be doing
this. Took us about 7 to get to this.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I had you mentioned this. I had a guy reach out to me on
what
Facebook.
was his name?
I'm sorry, Matt. Maybe Mike.
Oh,
he was talking about the new song "Bury Me in Bottomland" from Hardy. And he goes, I was just listening to the episode with Mark and Terry. It was like maybe episode 346 or 336 or something like that. And he gave me a time code. It was like 540 or something.
Dang.
And Mark talks about "Bury Me," and Moss Yoke is what he said. But Mark's been saying that
copyright infringement. Let's go.
Yoke, "Bury Me in Bottomland" for as long as I can remember.
Really?
Let's get Hardy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's impressive.
Yeah. Hardy, he's
a thief.
He knows.
Intellectual property thief.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it.
No.
If it wasn't published before 1998, I probably have not heard it.
For real though, you haven't heard it?
I haven't heard it.
It's actually pretty damn good. Have you heard it?
I don't think so.
Jeez, I do like Hardy, like Get in the Truck.
Sorry.
Like that's a cool song.
Yeah.
I've been listening
Kill
to
the
podcasts.
Guy. Yeah. Kill the guy in that one.
Yeah, Brick stabbed a guy.
But I'd recommend listening to it. I'm not wearing Bottomland. I'm actually wearing the old. Do you remember the fall foliage pattern they launched?
Yep.
Do you recall that one?
If I saw it, I probably.
So it would have been in the mid '90s, I bet.
Okay.
So back then, that would have been the first year we did Dream Season, the VHS title back then. we had Bottomland. That's when they launched it. We were all in Bottomland, and we had Bottomland like Mad Calls hats and Drury Outdoors hats.
Okay.
That's the year I killed my first deer, 96. I remember that hat. It was my favorite hat. I looked for it the other day. I couldn't find it. But those are the throwbacks that you're like, dang, man, if I would have just held on to it. It came back.
That would have been great.
Again.
Yeah.
It was big trucker hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jason, when did you start deer hunting?
So I think in Wisconsin, officially, legally, like 13, 12 or 13.
Yeah,
I mean,
Missouri
you could always
was the same way.
You could always go. You could go along, but you could
Sure.
shoot until
This is
then.
11 or 12 for Missouri.
I think that's changed now, though.
Back in the day of check stations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Man,
for
we're
sure.
old.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
It was cool. Yeah.
It was the best part. And then you'd go back and you'd see your picture up there. Somebody else is a giant.
Drive in and you're waiting for them to come out.
Your dad's drinking a beer.
Guys are standing around.
You had to like put the little tag in their ear, the leg or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Check stations.
Those are the best parts of, and I love the current system of tagging.
Yeah.
It's very convenient.
It is so convenient.
Yeah.
You almost cannot mess it up. Like if you don't do it, you just messed up, right?
Yeah.
But you lose the camaraderie of
you do.
It's like the deer camp camaraderie. That's how the check station camaraderie was.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
I can't tell you guys a story. It's already been adjudicated, so I'm not going to get anyone in trouble. But my buddy, we kill a lot of does around us, mostly archery. But one of the first years MDC had their app, I told my buddy about it. He got it. And at the end of the season, he was like, I just don't understand how they count up how many deer get killed with this process. And I was like, what do you mean? You have to log everything in there, and it's a 2-step process. You notch
and then you
telecheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was only notching and not
never doing that.
completing.
I'm shocked he didn't get a call after he notched and didn't. Because they'll call you at the end of the day if you didn't.
Yeah, maybe because it was a new system or something at the time. But I was like, you might want to call and just like let them know this was an honest. And he ended up talking to an agent that was really understanding, and they worked it out and ended up being fine. But I was like, what do you mean they don't know? I was like, everything is recorded there.
They should know. They should know.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That has all changed.
But I was even thinking back to the early days of when I started deer hunting. I'm not endorsing this. This is not good. Don't do this. But I don't think they didn't have full body harnesses.
Oh no.
They barely had waist belt. Like if you wore a waist belt, you were like Lord Fauntleroy.
Yeah.
You just climbed up there and
100%
hung out.
100%.
That's why we had so many, casualties and broken legs and backs. And
some of the best stories. I mean, and your dad. Listening to how my dad bow hunted back in the day, to your point, no harnesses, no lock-ons,
2x4s.
2x4s standing there. It was always like, wow, okay, we're not in that space for sure. So it's amazing.
Sometimes the platform was nothing. It was just a couple 2x4s.
A couple or branches. I mean,
we literally would get up.
Tim Wells still hunts like that.
Sit in the crotch of a tree.
Yes,
and that was, and you just try not to doze off.
Comfort for 4 hours.
Tim Wells could slock a buffalo that way.
Right. A lot of change.
Well, we also grew up with lawn darts.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you survive the lawn darts, you're doing something.
Yeah.
Which, if kids don't know what those are, they were like probably half a pound a piece.
They're big. Yeah.
A lot of kinetic energy.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Before we move on too far, I gotta mention, one of your guys sent me an email and says there's some job openings over at Winchester. We got a marketing specialist and an event marketing specialist. Where can someone apply to work with you? Jason Gilbertson, director of marketing.
So so our parent company is Olin Corporation. So you can go to olin.com. You can go to winchester.com too. But yeah, positions within our company and heck, even other brands in the industry, it's just all matter of searching, right? So
let's make it easy. Please give them your cell phone number.
Oh yeah.
573.
Got to follow the process, Matt. You got to follow the process. I am not the process.
But you're the marketing director.
Yeah. Apply online. So
all right. So there you go.
Yep.
I have done my duty.
Thank you, Matt.
Or just give them the physical address of your office and they can swing by.
Swing by.
We saw the help wanted sign in your window.
All right. Hey, I don't want to cut this short. We can keep going
good.
about
Yeah, you have to go.
I'm going to go hunt.
You're busy.
I'm going to go hunt.
You're going to go try to hunt.
So here's what's happening. As we're filming this, the first cold front of the year, and we say cold front lightly because it basically brought temperatures to normal.
Yeah, true.
Average.
True.
But it hit as we're filming this, so as it's airing the week ago. And the first night I went, because that's the only night I could go. And that, I did see a ton of movement, just nothing buck I was after. Second night of the cold front, which I even said this would be the night. I could not go because I went to my son's baseball game. I was a good dad.
Good job, yes. Good job.
My number 2 shooter was just walking around in daylight all over the food plot, 20 minutes, every angle, every camera, hit them all.
Please tell me you were pissy around Cam.
I was actually. I feel bad now because he's very empathetic and he's like, I feel terrible. I was like, no. Don't.
It's fine. It's fine.
I go, I made a decision that my dad did not make. I said I would be at all this stuff.
I'm righting some wrongs here, kid.
All right, so don't feel bad about it, but just don't pay attention to me complaining.
Yeah, just go about it.
But Mark killed a giant. And yesterday, as we're filming this yesterday, my 6-year-old buck moved, and Terry had a great encounter with his shooter that was, I think, 6. So they were moving. Jim Richmond killed a deer. Shout out Jim Richmond, Deercast editor in chief. Nice. So they were moving.
Yeah,
they were moving.
Well, go get them tonight.
The wind switched. It's the east-southeast. Yeah. I need anything northerly. So of course, we're gonna go see what we can screw up.
Don't let that stop you. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna warm up.
Listen, are you gonna be in a blind?
Yes.
Okay.
I switched out. I had an old original muddy box blind on this food plot. I've had it there maybe 7 years or more.
Oh,
maybe.
I know where you're going.
I switched it out to a Hawk office blind. This thing's sealed up tight. I did it for this reason. If I had an iffy wind, to just get in quick and shut the doors, and then we'll figure it out if a shooter comes out.
Are you guys as critical about wind direction during rifle season as you are in archery, or is that intense of a difference?
I don't think so. We pay attention, but I think about like hunting camp and what we're doing, bacon and eggs, and like as much as we're trying to keep ourselves scent free, the clothing might be, but your hair, your skin, Dad's bunkhouse up there, we call it the bunkhouse smell. It's terrible, but it's a mixture of bacon grease, basically. And you just cannot get away from it.
Can't shake it.
You can't shake it. And so I think about that. It's it's there. It's not that, but you can 150 yards versus 15 yards is a big difference.
Yeah.
So,
No, I was
how
curious.
about you?
Well, no, it's a good point. And I tend to, not quite as much as archery, but of course you think, well, that buck will come out 200 yards would be great. Next thing you know, he's at 20 yards. You're like, okay, well, hope he doesn't smell the bacon grease at that point.
The good part is with a gun, if he runs 50 yards out, you still got a shot.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
That's true, though. Yeah.
I had an encounter with my number 1 shooter last week, too.
What's his name?
Ribcage.
Oh. These are supposed to be jokes, but they're just not working.
So it's
how do you get the name Ribcage?
I just the way his frame is, it just looks like ribs, on both sides. It just is a pretty typical 10.
Yeah.
It's 2s, 3s, and all the way 4s. They're all long.
Nice.
And it's just a pretty deer. I had encounters with him last year. I wasn't sure if he was 4 or 5 last year. Had an encounter with him and the number 2 on the last night of the season last year with Ben Stallman. And I'm glad I didn't shoot him because I was kind of wavering back and forth on it because I didn't know his age for sure. And looking back now, I'm pretty sure he was 4. He's 5 this year. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think he might be in the 60s, it's just a beautiful deer.
Yeah.
And we launched a thing called Deercast Past.
Okay.
What?
So if you go into Deercast now, in the unlimited feature, but you can go back.
Like Jason doesn't have it.
If you don't,
I think I do, but maybe not. I'll double check again.
You mean you haven't looked? So, anyways, you can go in and you can check any weather condition, Deercast forecast going back to 2022. Okay. And so the beauty of it is you have a deer that you're after, and you have daylight pictures of him or whatever, you have pictures of this shooter from years past, you can kind of go in and see what all the
conditions were.
The conditions were, the variables.
Okay.
So I had looked all this stuff up on this deer because last year him and the number 2 both moved quite a bit in September and early October. And then once they all start shifting their home range, it was, it was weeks until they showed back up. So anyways, I looked at all the variables. I'm like, I think he's going to move. It was an east wind. So it had been, I think, westerly, and it switched to an east. This was a week ago. And I'm like, I'm going to, it's 88 degrees, but I'm going to give it a shot because this time last year, he moved the day before he moved daylight. I was like, it's just a random time. So I took a chance. I went in there, and right at last light, like 6 minutes left of light, he come out and was just killing a tree, just scraping and just going nuts. And it camera light, with these cameras now, it's getting a little better. So he still had, Logan was filming, he had camera light. He's at 55 yards. It's not a shot I can take, limbs and stuff in the way. And I'm looking at my watch, and right at the last minute, he beelines it for us. Oh. He came to 25 yards, and I opened the vertical window on the blind, and I come to full draw, and I could not see him through my sight housing. Really? I just couldn't see. I have a light on the pins. That wasn't an issue. Yeah. But I'm at full draw, and I kept kind of looking over the top and pulling it back in, and I just couldn't see him. It was just a blob.
Yeah.
So I didn't shoot. He kind of bounds off. And
that might have helped you.
Oh.
In what way?
Just the way you shoot.
100% it helped me. And I'll tell you why. Looking back, he was more quartering 2 than I thought. I just couldn't tell. And it would have been an iffy shot. And so I'm just glad I didn't. Yeah. But I'm like, great. I just educated that deer. And he's been back at night a couple times since, but not quite as much. Well, then the number 2 starts showing up, and he's a 6-year-old, great deer. And he starts showing up regularly. And that's the deer that popped out last night. So anyways, I'm going to go back in there. It's the first east wind in a while. We've had norths and northwests, and so I'm gonna just kind of thinking, well, maybe he'll repeat that pattern.
Trick him.
But I'm sure he's gonna be looking at the blind. Like, what was up there?
What's going on? Bacon up there? Yeah. Jason, do you name deer?
Yeah, bacon.
No, I don't have quite the naming conventions. But I also don't have I don't have a farm, and I don't have cameras either. So I just I live off of people who do. So yeah.
I mean, I suck at naming deer. The number 2 is called Chief.
Yeah.
And here's why.
That's cool.
He watches the field. He runs everything. He last year, I don't know how many pictures I have of him laying down in my food plot and just observing all the other deer.
Really?
He's
watching.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
I got one I'm calling Alan Thick. Get a lot of mass.
Good luck.
Yeah,
good luck to you both.
You had an encounter with a great
Yeah, no, it's a different one. I mean, you know me, I got lots of mature bucks to hunt. This one deer though, I call him the Hulk. I scouted him this summer, and the first time I saw him, he was in velvet, and it was like the day that Hulk Hogan died.
Oh, all right.
And
R.I.P.
This is one of the biggest deer that I've ever hunted, and he's got these 2 kickers that come out almost symmetrically on both sides. Well, he's busted one off already.
I would pass him then.
Maybe I will then. I need to start taking more hunting advice from you.
Yes. You'll kill a lot to nothing.
But the first Saturday of deer season, I went out in the morning and was sitting there, and it just rained like the day before. And I'm back in the timber as always. And I pick up movement to my left, and I look down, and it's a deer. And it takes me a second because it's still kind of early, but it's still plenty of shooting light.
Yeah.
And I realize, oh, heck, that's him. It's the second time I've hunted for the season, and my shooter is at 18 yards. Yeah. And I've got 4 cameras to turn. I'm hunting by myself, 4 cameras to try to turn on. And he's not stopping. He's just kind of casually walking. He walks through all my shooting lanes. By the time I finally get everything on and filming, I get some great footage of him walking away. Because it was still, there's that second layer of canopy in the woods that just could not get a shot through. But it was exciting to at least get that close that early and get on him like that. And so I'm definitely in his neighborhood. Yeah. It's a matter of keeping on him without
That's awesome.
Spooking.
Wow.
Filming sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys add layers of challenge to your life when you're dealing with that, which is impressive. It is. It's harder than a lot of people would ever think, for sure. So
makes you not want to do it.
I was so pissed at myself for not
seeing it a second minute earlier.
Just listening harder or whatever.
Yeah.
But just try harder, Tim. That's all you got to do.
Listen harder.
Dumb ears.
I do wonder, like, I'm 46 now, how bad my hearing has gotten over the years just from...
Start wearing some Walker's game ears. Yapper wears them everywhere.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not above it. So, all right. Well, good luck to everyone that's out there. It's getting exciting. It's cooling down.
Yep.
Deer are moving. They're going to start dying.
They are starting to die.
Yeah.
Now, it's cooling down, but that being said, if you look at DeerCast in the 14-day, it is heating back up.
So, well, I see that.
Sorry to be a fun sucker. As this airs, we're back into
Indian summer.
Warm-up. Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to pay for it at some
point. I'm going to get canceled for that.
All right. Well, Jason, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate
as
the
always.
Friendship.
Yeah. Good luck this year.
Known each other a long time, even before the Winchester days.
That's right. It's always exciting to hear your stories and make more.
We should talk about the time. Maybe we'll wait for the next time. But the time where you and Mark turkey hunted together.
Oh boy. Yeah, we'll save that one. It's a whole nother.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm sure.
Another story about hearing. So
I'm sure it was about a lot of nurturing and
he might remember that one. I'm not sure. I know he does.
All right.
What else you want to talk about? Let's go.
We better stop there.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great week and go shoot your bow.
Until next time, peace out.
DeerCast movement prediction and mapping tools combined with our exclusive virtual rain gauges gets you ahead of your game.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by DeerCast Maps, waypoints, weather, virtual rain gauges, and more. Every tool you need to get ahead of your game.